So today what we're going to be cooking is pumpkin muffins. These are delicious, they're hearty, and they really have a sense of fall, which I really love about them. As with each bite, you're getting a little bit of a harvest kind of a flavor to them and texture, which I just love. And so the great thing is that we went to a pumpkin farm and we grabbed ourselves a fresh pumpkin, which I'm really excited about. And we also got some nuts. I went to West Kelowna and I was there and I came across a nut farm and I couldn't help myself. It's the fall. What's more perfect than fresh nuts right off the tree for fall cooking? So while we're cooking this, we're going to be doing it in two stages. We're going to be doing the dry and we're going to be doing the wet. Okay, so first we're going to start with the dry ingredients. We're going to mix them together, get them thoroughly mixed, and then we're going to move on to the wet. So before we start mixing, we're going to just go over to the stove and we're going to preheat it to 375. Let it get ready for the event. Okay, so we got the oven preheated. What we're gonna do is we're gonna put in 1 3/4 cup of white flour, 1 cup of regular sugar, a 1/2 cup of brown sugar, and a little bit of 1/2 teaspoon of salt for some contrast. The nice thing about salt, adding salt to something sweet, is actually enhances the sweet. If you ever had anything without a little bit of salt in it, you'll notice it. The salt really does add a nice more body to it. 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and that's going to provide our leavening agent. So that's going to get everything, get the bubbles in there. And last, we're going to use some pumpkin spice. Now, if you don't actually have pumpkin spice, you're going to need like 3 teaspoons of pumpkin spice. If you don't have it, I made this myself. And the way to make this is you have 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, 1/4 teaspoon of cloves, 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg, and you've got yourself, that's fall right there. And they're just gonna whisk it up a bit, get it all mixed up. So it's all consistency, that way it's even. Now we have some of these little bit of lumps of the brown sugar. It's not gonna be a problem. We'll be able to get those in a bit when we put them in through the mixer. There you go. And there you go. There's our dry ingredients. All right, so now we're going to start with the wet ingredients. The wet ingredients is going to be 2 eggs. Get those in there. About 2 cups of pumpkin puree, and if you don't have a chance to get to a pumpkin farm, you can always just use canned pumpkin. That'll work just as fine. And we're going to want a teaspoon of vanilla. Now this is actually pure vanilla that I got from Jalisco last time I was in Mexico. There you go. And there you go, just like that. And last but not least, we have a 1/2 cup of melted coconut oil. You can use vegetable oil, any kind of vegetable oil you want. I prefer myself coconut oil. I love the flavor. I love the smell of it. I love the smell of it very much. So that's the kind of thing I like. So now we're just going to give this a quick mix. And we want to mix this fairly thoroughly before we start anything else. Now we're going to add the dry ingredients to the wet. Now, it's important here that we don't over mix it. We just want to mix it just enough to get the dry and the wet mix so you get a good consistency. We don't want to get too crazy with it. So all we're trying to do is just mix the two together. This will help break up those brown sugar little lumps we got there. Which, quite honestly, I don't mind. I don't mind a brown sugar lump to pop in my mouth when I'm eating a muffin. It's kind of nice. I do have a bit of a sweet tooth that way, though. So we're almost there. So we're all done with that. Now, what I want to do is I'm going to add the nuts. Now, the nuts that to be honest, I still have them from the farm. I don't know how to prepare nuts straight from the farm, so I just grabbed a bag of some trail mix. I threw in some raisins, and what I got is pumpkin seeds. I got almonds, peanuts, and we're just going to mix them in. And this is just going to give it that more of a fall flavor to it. And again, as I said before, the trick is you don't want to over mix it. So we're just going to fold these in, kind of get them in there a little bit. Now, something else I like to add to these muffins, because again, this is Thanksgiving. It's autumn. It's our time to go to the farm and get the raw ingredients and really get like a harvesty, hearty flavor to it. I like the idea of the pumpkins and the seeds, the nuts. I really like that. So in this we have pumpkin seeds, almonds, pecans, a little bit of walnut, which I love baked in there. Now another thing you can do is put some apple in there or some pear or anything else you can find. I think should be a bounty, like just a bountiful muffin. Everything should be thrown in there. But tonight, we're just going to put some nuts in there. And I think we're going to add just a bit more nuts and raisins. And it's going to have a nice, like I say, a nice hearty consistency to it, which I really do think is going to be just delicious. Okay, so we're good there. That looks good. Okay, so now we're gonna get the muffin pan ready. And it's really straightforward. This is a non-stick muffin pan, and we're gonna just line them with these paper. I love these guys. It makes them easy to pop out and to give them to the kids for lunch or have them on a tray. Helps keep them together. Looks good this way. Now you can use an ice cream scoop to put these in, which I actually like doing. But I find the spoon works just as good. Just get a good spoonful, and you want to kind of drop it into the center of the cup. And be careful not to get it on the edges, just to make it easier for cleanup. And you want to fill these right up to the top. You don't want to go past the top. Just right up there like that. That should be good. And let's start filling up these other cups. So you just want to fill them up just to the top. These are actually, I think there might be a little bit over full, this one here. But that's kind of what you're going for. We have a nice mixture of the nuts and the raisins in here. So this is going to be a really good fall muffin for everyone to enjoy. So now we're going to pop them in the oven for 20 minutes. And I'll show you how to check them when they're getting close to be ready to be done. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to check to see if the muffins are ready. Now this is really easy to do. You're going to need a toothpick. Now, if you don't have a toothpick, you can use a fork, but toothpicks really are the best. So you're going to take the toothpick and you're going to poke it into the center of the muffin and pull it out. Now if it comes out and it's dirty, like you can see this one is actually got a little bit of residue on it, they're not quite done. It means they're a little bit raw in the center. So back in the oven, they're gonna go for another couple of minutes. One thing I gotta tell you about baking and cooking these kind of muffins is the smell. The whole house is smelling like autumn. And this is one of the things I really love about cooking. And The great thing about scent is that what's going to happen is when the kids come in and they smell it, it's going to really infuse with memory and pleasant, and give them a sense of sanctuary and an oasis for the rest of the world, which is really important to me. You're going to love the way these smell while they're cooking. It is the best. It is fall all throughout your house. And there we are. Pumpkin muffins. These are gorgeous. They're beautiful. You can see the nuts and the raisins popping through. They're a beautiful texture. They're beautiful. They're even got the pumpkin orange kind of flavored look to them. They look beautiful. They smell beautiful. We're gonna let these cool down, and then we're gonna let them sit out probably until, for a couple hours. So, and then we can put them in the fridge for the next couple of days, and they'll stay just fine. We're gonna put them in wrap them. We're gonna wrap them so they stay fresh and they're ready for Thanksgiving. Anyways, folks, I really wish you could smell how beautiful these things smell. They're just amazing. I'm really happy with how these turned out, and I know you will be too. Thanks so much for watching. And remember, it's not that hard to take care of your kids and cook. Put a little effort into it. Make sure you make your bed every day. Cook for your kids. God bless.